Hi, we are Group 7. The title for our group assignment is Counterproductive Work Behavior. We have 6 group members that includes me, He Xianjing, Irene Qing Han Sing, Sharifa Fazaitu Najiha Binti Wang Abdul Hamid, Mimi Shahira Binti Abdul Basir, Liu Yi Xiaoxuan, and Siti Musana Binti Zainal. Counterproductive work behavior (CWB) is activity and attitude that employees participate in misrepresents organizational priorities or well-being. This form of behavior brings about undesirable consequences for the organization or its stakeholders. For example, theft, fraud, sexual harassment, workplace bullying, and others.
Hi, my name is Irene Qing. Now I would like to talk about what are the factors of counterproductive work behavior. First is about job satisfaction. It refers to the satisfaction at work that acts as an incentive for a person to work. So CWB and job satisfaction is related because the attitude and conviction of an individual will impact the person's behavior. So when the employees are satisfied with their work, they will work harder. But if the employees are not satisfied, it will lead to the frustration, anger, and even some of the cases that might trigger CWB. So in other words, the job satisfaction and CWB relationship is negative. Next is individual personal traits. Relationship between openness and extraversion and CWB have been negatively predicted by the conscientiousness, neuroticism, and agreeableness. So employees with high conscientiousness would generally avoid impulsive behavior because they are normally have a high self-discipline and they have an aim to achieve a higher standards. So they are likely to avoid this CWB. The relationship between conscientiousness and CWB is negative. So employees with high agreeableness usually do not harm others and are submissive to rules, which less likely to involve in CWB. So in other words, the relationship between agreeableness and CWB is negative. Neuroticism is an emotional stability which represents the number of unpleasant emotions that can be experienced. These unpleasant emotions may trigger CWB because they lead the one's readiness to engage in aggressive behavior. So the employees with high neurotics are prone to become very active in CWB. And lastly is abusive supervision from managers. It leads to a negative behavior and performance such as feeling helpless, isolated, and irritated, but also occurs with organizational costs. When the employees try to even the score and return the equity, they will respond by retaliating against the company in the form of CWB.
Next is me, Mimi Shahira Binti Abdul Basir. My part is effect of counterproductive work behavior. Effect counterproductive work behavior in organization. First is problematic attendance. Employee absenteeism incorporates a host of harmful effects, including the loss of wages and benefits given to the workers who do not fully contribute and further costs associated with hiring temporary employees. Second is employee theft. Employee theft describes a massive range of illegal behaviors from stealing merchandise to doctoring sales receipts to skimming tiny amounts of cash from registers. And the last one, effect of counterproductive work behavior in organization is interpersonal problem. The organization might suffer from a range of interpersonal nodes, including favoritism that leaves some employees to go into the cold, backstabbing that sabotage careers, routine complaining that increases negativity, and rumor spreading that lowers morale. Okay, next is effect of counterproductive work behavior among employees. The first one is quality of labor. If the standard level of employees decreases, it will cause a manager distrust of his subordinates. Therefore, counterproductive work behavior is not proper for the workers because it is a lot of negative impact on employees. Bully. Bully is the second effect of counterproductive work behavior among employees. Among the bullying symptoms in the workplace are slights, spoken abuse, overly harsh or unreasonable judgment, and others. Signs of bullying among employees have resulted in a decline in employee productivity, with a higher increase in absenteeism as its existence in the workplace disrupts their peace of mind to work. The last effect of counterproductive work behavior among employees is delay. These delays are described as late arrivals at work for illogical reasons. It can lead to an employee not being serious about their jobs. This delay also will lead to various problems that occur and will sometimes trouble other employees. The last effect of counterproductive work behavior is among managers. The first one is emotions. Managers feel depressed by the attitude of employees under their supervisions who do not behave well while working. The declining performance of employees under his supervisions makes him stressful to manage this. Second is the good name of the manager is tarnished. As a manager, to curb counterproductive work behavior, the manager must punish his employees. It may end in his great name from being tarnished because it's the mouth of the tongue by other employees. Last but not least, effect of counterproductive work behavior among managers is increased workload. Counterproductive work behavior will cause the workload as a manager to extend. It can be because managers are questioned by management for the unproductive behavior of their subordinates. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sharifah Faizatun Naziha, and I will be talking about types of counterproductive work behavior. Counterproductive work behavior can be categorized into two types, such as organizational counterproductive work behavior and interpersonal counterproductive work behavior. This may occur separately, consecutively, or synchronically. Organizational counterproductive work behavior is when an employee behaves in a way that can damage goals of an organization. Okay, so interpersonal counterproductive work behavior is mainly directed towards other individuals that can be observed in their demeanors. So, the next one are examples of counterproductive work behavior. So, the first one is absenteeism. Absenteeism occurs when an employee frequently unavailable at work. This can cause employers to endure high administration fees and rise in labor costs. So the possible causes of absenteeism is, first one is bullying in the workplace, the second one is stress and burnout, and the last one is low morality. Okay, so the next example of counterproductive work behavior is employee theft. Employee theft is act of stealing at the workplace. It also can be defined as use or misuse of employers' properties without their permissions. So, common examples of stolen things are, the first one is money, working time, work supplies, organization's properties, and the last one is explicit information of the organization. So, the causes of employee theft are terrible orientation programs, vague HR rules. The third one, employee might feel that the company has mistreated them. The fourth one, the employees might feel they are being underpaid. paid by the company. The fifth one, low morality. And the last one is lack of safety measures over properties. Okay, so the implications of employee theft is the first one, it can impact companies' finances, and the second one, it can impact companies' operations. Okay, so the third example of counterproductive work behavior is workplace incivility. Workplace incivility can be defined as a much lower deviant behavior with ambiguous intent to harm the target that violates workplace norms. Okay, so the examples of workplace incivility are social isolation. The second one is emotional abuse, sexual harassment. Employees send degrading notes towards each other. The fifth one, spreading rumors. The last one is disrespecting other employees. Some possible causes for workplace incivility are racial minority issues. The second one is age difference, disagreement. The fourth one, perpetrators' job dissatisfaction. The fifth one, customer incivility, and the last one is power and social status. So the implications of workplace incivility are, it can lead to lower job satisfaction. The second one, it can have a psychological stress towards the employee. The third one, higher withdrawal behavior. The fourth one, disengagement within the organization. The fifth one, decrease in commitment. And the last one, reduce in work efforts.
The organization's roles to prevent counterproductive work behavior. The first point is it's better to organizations to filter out negative people. The number two is the organization should train employees in target stress management skill to teach them what they can do to decrease the counterproductive work behavior. The number three point is the organization should establish the clear organization structure and set the distinct goals to each people in the organization. Number four is the organization should assign work rationally.
Implication for manager. First, manager should hire the right employees during selection. It means during the interview session, manager must evaluate the ethical attitude of the candidates, and for further confirmation, manager may contact the old employers of the candidate. Second, manager must express the authority of his position to the respectful employees. Means manager must control the counterproductive work behavior without losing his temper to gain the employees' trust. Third, manager needs to execute clear policies and procedures and provide job description for every employee so that the employee will understand well about their job duties and beware with the consequences of violating workforce rules. Next, manager must identify problem encountered by employees. Means manager must listen to the employees to know whether they have any problem with the other co-workers or have been bullied or have experienced any harassment in the workplace. Instead, manager needs to avoid being bossy toward the employees. Last but not least, manager must deliver motivated communication to the employees.
Okay, right now I would like to explain about the latest news about CWB. It is an article from CNBC and it is published in 2020. So, what is toxic workplace behavior? It usually refers to when a person with some sort of influence, such as an employer, uses it to target another individual and inflict psychological harm. It is similar to counterproductive work behavior. As we all know, most of the employees have to work from home due to the pandemic of COVID-19. So they have interviewed one of the software developers from tech company. He said that unimorality has broken because of the arrogance, overworking, and arguments from officials. He claims that he always used to be a brink of friendly office, but now everything has changed. Many employees start working from home, and the office gossip has taken another level. So most of the employees are afraid that rather than taking a positive feedback, They are afraid that managers will talk badly behind their backs in the organization. So there is a Catalyst study show that there are 45% of the business people say that it's tough for women to talk to each other at the virtual meetings, and one of the women in 5 they say they have been overlooked or ignored by their peers in the video calls. Other than that, some of the managers will make work from home burnout worse. Concerns over job stability, household pressures, non-existent work-life split, and household burnout are some of the many reasons 68% of the employees work remotely. This will cause the employees unprofessional, critical, or leave the decision-making process to the others so they can get their job done quicker.
In conclusion, counterproductive work behavior (CWB) have a major negative effect on organizations and their employees. The presence of counterproductive work behavior can damage the organization or individual in a company, including employee, customer, and client. Strategies to control the counterproductive work behavior in the workplace are standard at the required levels where business use procedures such as integrity screening and personality screening to classify people who may have a history of counterproductive work behavior practices. Way to reduce the incidence of counterproductive work behavior in the workplace is by improving organizational justice and managing expectations of fairness. That's all for us. Thank you.